Hey everyone, thanks for checking out another episode of Wonderful Garbage. I am your host, Angela, and this is a pop culture recap episode where I recap things that have happened this week in the pop culture world, some Bravo things, just getting caught up on the really important news. If this is your first time listening, thank you so much for checking out an episode, and if you've been here before, welcome back. I do want to start this with some thoughts on the Summer House reunion. Part 1 aired last night, so I would like... Oops, sorry, there's something in my eye. So I would like to share some thoughts. Honestly, they could have made everything into one part of the reunion. I don't think we have to, really drag things out. I don't think it's going to be more than 2 parts, because why would it be? There wasn't really that much going on. I just want to know what was up with the girlies walking around not wearing shoes to the set. I did see later on that some were in slippers, but for a bit it looked like all the girls were barefoot walking to set. I was like, why aren't we wearing these heels? And then don't even put the heels on for the show. Just film barefoot if that's what we're going to do. Or in slippers. Slippers would have actually really been appropriate for this reunion because it was bed themed. So that would have been really cute instead of just wearing your heels for the filming. Anywho, I hate wearing heels. So I was like, what is happening? Andy was like, oh, we have 2 newbies this season. And I was like, oh yeah, we're just really forgetting that you guys hired Bailey and then she's no longer on the show. I really do want to know what happened. I know there were rumors that she was talking shit about her castmates and then spilling secrets back in the city and it got back to the producers, which is a pretty big no-no. That does suck on her part for doing. But, I don't know, maybe legally they couldn't talk about her. It is weird that Amanda was first chair. I'm a fan of Amanda. Still waiting for her to leave Kyle. I know that's not great to say, but we're all thinking it. It just, the majority of the drama this season was Lexi and Jesse. A little sprinkle of Lindsay and Carl. A little bit about Paige and Craig, but not that much. So I do think at least Lexi deserved to be second chair for sure. Paige and Sierra always don't need to sit next to each other, and Sierra didn't even have that big of a storyline anyway. It's still dragging out her relationship with Wes, which I guess this is the next season after Wes did her dirty, spoke to everybody else but her about their relationship. So I do get that part, but still Lexi and Jesse took up a majority of the season. If they weren't there, if they didn't have anything going on, it would have been a boring ass season, and it already wasn't that great. Andy does ask Paige a little bit about Craig, and we learned that they had a lot of relationship issues, is what it sounds like on her end. They had broken up for a weekend back last February. Yeah, they were still, last February. Broke up just for the weekend though, which reminds me of some high school shit. We're just gonna break up on the weekend and then get back together during the week. And she said they always had conversations about their relationship, how she felt about things, so the breakup shouldn't have been a surprise to him. It's well, obviously. And especially if he was going around saying that he bought a ring when I don't think any of us really think he bought a ring. But if he's even thinking about that, he was obviously delusional and didn't understand what was going on in the relationship. And if they were having all these talks about their relationship, he just must not have been listening to anything, because the way Paige is making it seem that they were talking about things a lot. Also, they were you just can't, Craig would have probably gotten a custom engagement ring. He probably would have designed something specific for Paige, and you just can't return a custom engagement ring, especially a year later, because Craig was telling her he had the ring for a year, and then Kyle was like, yeah, just ask Carl about engagement rings. And Carl's like, yeah, you can't really return things like that, which is just another one of Craig's lies then, because he went on Watch What Happens Live in March and said on that day that he was at Watch What Happens Live with his girlfriend was also the same day that he had gone and returned the engagement ring. And it's pretty insane that this guy was like going to be a lawyer, and it's just so comfortable lying if all of this is really a lie. Okay, let's talk about Sierra and West. West finally realizes the way that he handled their breakup was not okay. He was like, I should have just said, like, I broke it off with you because we were in different places, but he thought he was being respectful of the relationship by running his mouth to every news source, every podcast, everyone else, but actually talking about Sierra, about why he ended it. But then we also learn that Sierra's been going through a lot of stuff with her family. I remember her saying, or maybe it was Craig saying, like, Sierra had spent Thanksgiving with Paige's family, which I thought was interesting that she didn't go back home to her family. We know she has a not great relationship with her dad, but I thought she was okay with her mom. Turns out she's not. Sounds like her mom has been married multiple times or has been in these long relationships that Sierra doesn't think are the best relationships, not with the best kind of men. And so Sierra's mom recently got married, and Sierra's like, I don't care to know anybody else. So it sounds like Sierra has just been really burned by relationships and has these guards up now because of what she has experienced with her parents. So when her and Wes broke up around Christmas time, she went to Costa Rica and did a retreat out there and like turned off her phone, wasn't talking to anyone. So then it seems like West thought that she ghosted him. And then when she got back from Costa Rica, like, he didn't know what was going on. So then he didn't check in or like didn't continue to text her because she was MIA for a while. So it just sounds really freaking messy. I would love for Sierra to take some time off reality TV. Maybe she's a friend of on a show. But like, she needs to figure things out and not respond to the way the things that she is responding. Like, she's a gorgeous girl. She's been fun to watch on TV. She hasn't given us major storylines, though, other than situationships in the house. She always has great costumes, but she is definitely more of a supporting character, in my opinion. I just think people elevate her more because she is friends with Paige, and Paige is such a major player on the show, or at least had been for a while. Again, this season, it's like, I think this season we're just seeing everyone really age out. And I hate saying that. I don't want to be like ageist, but like, they're just all in different spaces. Like, Paige is making money on money on money. She doesn't need to be spending 6 to 8 weeks in a share house anymore. Like, she is set. She's building her career. I think it's just different times now for everybody. So, and everyone's like, spin off, spin off, spin off. I don't know if like Sierra could really fulfill a huge spin off space. Again, a friend of role, I think for sure. But Lindsay obviously could. Paige obviously could. I think Amanda could also do friend of shit too. I don't know. I just wish that we would have seen more of this from Sierra during the show, because we have no idea what's going on. And like, you're on a reality show, you should also be sharing things about your life. I get that it's your mom and your family and that is different, but then like, what else do you have going on other than being treated like crap by trashy men? By guys who just aren't ready for relationships, you know? Okay, Emerald, y'all, I posted some stuff about Emerald on Twitter and on Bluesky, and the amount of people coming back saying that Emerald got what he deserved. So Emerald, he had a section. They didn't even bring him out in the beginning with the majority of the cast. They had him join later and just gave him a really small segment. But Emerald says, you know, he had only gone, because he was like nicknamed the Orgy Beast, and he was the sex guy, and yes, he brought girls home the weekends that he was in the house, which ended up being like 4 weekends, I think he said. He did have a threesome in the house. But he goes, look, I understood. He goes, I understand I led coming onto the show that I missed the first week in the house because I was at an orgy. He was like, but it's literally, that was like the first orgy I had ever gone to. He goes, yeah, I'm a sexual guy. I get it that I led with that, but I didn't want to be deemed that, right? I didn't want that to be my whole personality. So I put on Twatter that I call X Twatter because I just think it's a little more lively sounding. I said I would love if Emerald got a redo season, because he also shared that his brothers, well, basically his sister-in-law's family, his brother's wife's family, are very religious, and once they saw Emerald being portrayed on the show, they didn't like it. So Emerald wasn't able to go to his nephew's birthday party, and Emerald was like really crushed by it. So I put on Twitter, I would love if Emerald had a redo season, learning that he couldn't go to his nephew's birthday because of his weekend house friends, meaning the girls that he was bringing into the house, not the entire cast, but the girls that he was bringing in, like that was deemed bad. Which, yes, it was. Like, you're a new guy coming in, but also this show is based on people getting drunk, young, horny people having lots of sex. Like, that's what this show was. It was partying out in the Hamptons with your friends on the weekend after working like a dog in New York during the week. Like, it was the fun show of young adults doing dumb shit. And I posted that, right? And the amount of comments, people were like, that's what he gets, that's what he deserves. He chose to come on the show and be all about sex. It's like, okay, but also, was that just the edit that he got? I feel like there was probably more to him that we didn't get to see. Like, we don't know anything about the school that he was building. We saw one little clip of him playing with his nieces, but that's really about it. So it just sucks that he didn't get that great of an edit, and I wish that we would have had a better opportunity to get to know him better. But everyone on Twitter is like, no, this guy is trash. He gets what he deserves. And it's like really disappointing. The amount of people that have come back and like even said stuff, even like I've said things about, I posted some stuff about Sierra too. Just being like, I really wish that she would have directed any negativity towards Lexi to Jesse, because Jesse's really the one who manipulated Lexi completely, isolated her, was telling her again that the producers were out to get her, the girls were out to get her. He was the only one that she could trust. So of course she gravitated to that, and it ruined her chances at getting to know the other girls. Lexi has come out and said she wishes she would have just been on her own and like been able to build these relationships, but she didn't. She can't change that. She wishes that she could. But Sierra just like having negativity towards Lexi and still laughing and being giggly with Jesse was so off-putting. And even the same thing with Paige. I was disappointed in Paige in this too. She at one point tells Lexi, like, look, we told you not to date him. Which is like, okay, yeah, but that episode was like mid-season, and it doesn't absolve you of not calling out Jesse's BS prior to that. But because he was flirting with your best friend, and your best friend, seemed like she liked it back, then you're going to keep your mouth shut. And it's not really that girl behavior that Paige continues to preach. Like, I'm a giggler. I'm a fan of the Giggly Squad. I just re-listened to an episode today. But it did suck to see Paige be just so kind of cold and standoffish, which, again, I think she's just over the show. I think she's over being there. I don't think she's invested and interested anymore. And it also just continues to bug me that Paige, I'm sure, from what it sounds like on Giggly Squad, had some messy ass relationships in her 20s. We saw her dating Perry. I just want her to put herself in Lexi's shoes and understand like how isolating and intimidating it could be to be coming into this house. All these people who have been on a reality show for a while. It's not like Lexi like has never been in front of a TV or isn't media trained. She's been modeling for a long time, but being in that house, I'm sure, is a lot different than modeling. So it just kind of sucked to see how the girls, minus Gabby, I love Gabby. I want more for Gabby on this show. I don't want her just to be a side character. Okay, Carl's saying that Emerald is a cool customer when it comes to him being out with girls. Because they were like, how do you, like, pick up girls? And Carl's like, he's just, like, a cool guy. Like, he just has, like, this swag about him. He's a cool customer. I was like, Carl, you are so old. Carl, your age is showing. Like, it made me laugh. It was such, like, a dad thing for Carl to say. So they talk about Toegate a little bit with the whole Jesse thing. And Lexi's face throughout all of it was amazing. Jesse's like, yeah, I just wanted to see, like, what was going on in the room. They admit that the girls were naked when Jesse entered the room, and Jesse was like, yeah, and they were so happy to see me when I walked in, and I wanted to freaking barf, and everybody else laughs except Lexi and Gabby. I don't even think Carl, actually, I think he was just kind of like, but Sierra's laughing, Paige is laughing, like no one gives a shit how this is affecting Lexi. And especially knowing that that same weekend he was calling Lexi a bunch, texting her a bunch. He called her after the toe thing happened, saying that he misses her, that he loves her. It's like he was love bombing her so hard and emotionally manipulating her. Then when she found this out, and then you guys are laughing about it after they've seen how the show played out. Oh, I have a theory. I don't think some of these people watch the show. Like, I don't think Paige watched the show. And I don't think Sierra watched it. Because I feel like if they would have watched it, and if they would have seen how Jesse was acting, and like what he was saying to her versus what he was telling them, I think they would have been a little more on Lexi's side. But I don't think they watched a lot of the season. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Does anyone else think that? Jesse does admit that flirting with Sierra crossed the line a little bit. He should have understood how Lexi would feel about it. And Lexi was like, yeah, that was so rough to watch because you never acted like that in front of my face. Like, you did it behind my back. And, like, obviously watching it back on TV, there is something there between you guys. And Sierra's like, well, I do understand your perspective, but we've done worse. And this was really weird. She said, yeah, well, we kissed last summer after she called him trash. And she gets this little smile on her face, but that was like, oh, I'm sorry, little pet kiss. It wasn't a, I like you, this passionate kiss of like feelings and things there. So I feel like Sierra was downplaying Lexi's feelings 100%, and just really weird for Sierra to throw it out there that, oh, well, we did something worse, when really it was like an innocent friend kiss type thing. Because I think she had even asked Wes, like, hey, are you cool if I like give Jesse a kiss to like make up with him? And Wes is like, yeah, whatever. So I don't get it. I also kind of just want Sierra and Jesse to go ahead and bang it out and get it over with so we don't have to deal with this again next season. If, like, I can't deal with another season of, like, will they, won't they, sexual tension shit. Like, just bang it out and get it over with and we can move on to another storyline. Okay, let's get into things that happened this week. All right, the Love Island USA Season 7 cast was announced today. We have 10 new hotties that are going to be entering the villa next week. We have 5 women, 5 men from all over the country. And I'm so ready for this mess. We have one from Honolulu. She works at her family's coffee shop. Her name's Bella. We have Jeremiah, who isn't afraid to cry in front of you. He's a communication nerd and is 3/4 of a good guy. That's what he claims for himself. So he's going to be like the ultimate F-boy, I feel. We have Yulissa, who just got out of a 9-year relationship. Her boyfriend dumped her. She is heartbroken, but she is ready for a man to nurture her. She wants to be taken care of. She's looking for that emotional side. We have Shelly. She will judge you based on her zodiac sign. She is Haitian and she speaks Creole. We have Nicholas. He is all about trying new things, extreme sports. Yeah, these people look like they're ready for some mess. There is a couple people from LA. One guy, his name is Ace. He dubbed himself the Short King, but he isn't afraid to talk to the taller girls and isn't afraid of being the little spoon. Oh, there's a guy named Taylor. He's from Oklahoma. He is a cowboy. He said he's been riding horses for years, and he is looking for a city girl with, get this, a big booty. Oh, and then we have Alandria. She's from Decatur, Alabama. She is a first-generation college student, and college football is her life. Of course, being from Alabama, you're all about the Crimson Tide. Boo! Just kidding. But yeah, I'm excited. Love Island premieres next Tuesday, June 3rd, and then we get episodes basically every day, I think, except Saturdays, something like that. I think, it says Thursday through Tuesday. We're just gonna get a lot of episodes, but I can't wait for the mess. I can't wait for the dramas. I can't wait to see what happens. Okay, let's talk about billionaire Hailey Bieber. Well, she is close to being a billionaire. She's one step closer. She is selling her makeup brand Rhode to e.l.f. So anyone who shops e.l.f. products, your prices of your products are going to be increasing. Just letting you guys know now. They actually did a promo thing that was like, we will be raising our prices $1 at least for like everything that we have. We still want to keep it affordable, but just with the tariffs and with all these things, it's like, oh, no, it's just because you guys just bought Rhode. And you're paying a shit ton of money. That's why you guys are going to be. So watch out for your e.l.f. stuff, y'all. It will be increasing. So what the payout for Rhode ends up being is about $800 million in cash and stock paid out to Rhode, with a potential $200 million that they could receive at a later date, depending on the growth of sales once e.l.f. acquires Rhode, which you know it's going to do good. They were just expanding into the Sephoras in the UK, I read. So, I mean, they're going to be growing, and with all of this happening, like, it's going to be good. I mean, she grew the business in 3 years insanely. I don't remember how many millions of dollars they made just in 1 year. I think it was like $22 million she's made in a year off of it. So congratulations to them. I did see a TikTok of someone breaking down what Hailey's going to actually net once like taxes and she pays out other investors. It's about $430 million. So just not really a lot of money. Oh my goodness, what I would do with $430 million. You'd never see me again. No, I would probably still do this podcast. Because I love it. I love it. I'll do it regardless. I would be a menace to society. I would probably also never leave my house. Like, you know, like when you're rich, when you have people come to your house for appointments, manicures, pedicures, massages, getting your hair done, a personal trainer in the house. I would just buy so much land and build myself such a huge compound to where I wouldn't have to leave. It would be a dream. I would get like the biggest bed you could think of. Oh my goodness, I can dream of it now. The way I love to sleep, I would sleep so good. Oh, and I would donate some too. Duh, I'm not a monster, but I'll donate after I build my compound. Okay, let's talk about Ariana Biermann. Her show is about to premiere on Bravo, and sentencing just happened for her DUI case, which I totally forgot about. So she got arrested a couple years ago for driving under the influence. She said she wasn't drinking, but had smoked a THC vape. So the DUI charges were dropped, but she was still charged with and pled guilty to reckless driving and possession of a drug-related object. Officers said when they got on scene, they could tell that she was not sober. She says that she was just so anxious and nervous getting pulled over that it made her seem like something different. But also if she had smoked, hit a THC vape, she's probably a little high too. So she got sentenced to 24 months probation plus random drug tests, but any violation of that could mean jail time. She could also get her probation period shortened from 24 months if she pays off all of her fines, completes 40 hours community service, obviously stops drinking and drugs, and completes a victim impact program. I'm assuming this will be talked about on her show. We'll see what happens, but that premieres next week. I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna recap it or anything, but I'm gonna watch it. We're slowing down out of our Real Housewives. We have Atlanta, and Miami starts next week, so actually I am gonna be all about Miami. Next Gen NYC just might be on the back burner for me, kind of like how Love Hotel is. I've watched a half of one episode. I'm so behind on it. But I also am not as interested in it because I know Ashley doesn't end up with anyone. She's dating knockoff Jack Harlow still. And then I think Giselle had said she was still seeing one of the guys she met on the dating thing that they did on Potomac. So, why am I going to watch it if you guys aren't really even ending up with anybody? From the clips that I have seen, I do want to watch Shannon because she's just so unhinged and silly and goofy, and I love her so much. Okay, let's talk about the Chrisleys being pardoned, or a nickname I saw for them in an NBC News article was the Trumps of the South, and I couldn't think of a better nickname for them. They are officially free. They were both released from jail today, just in time for their new docuseries they're getting from Lifetime. But let's not forget, they were convicted. They were found guilty on 12 counts of bank and wire fraud, tax evasion, and conspiracy to defraud the U.S. government. But I guess that shit just doesn't matter. Apparently, allegedly, they didn't pay state taxes. They were hiding money, not reporting all of their income, lied about income and falsified documents to get about $30 million worth in personal loans. And I really hope that they host some sort of how to scheme YouTube channel or podcast or something. Shit, at this point, I'd listen to it. I mean, I probably wouldn't be pardoned, right? If I got convicted of anything, just look at me, look at them. We are not the same. But good for them, right? I guess you can just lie and steal and cheat your way through life, and it doesn't matter. We love it here. Oh, let's talk about another crappy human being, Hugh Jackman. What a real a-hole. So his estranged, almost ex-wife officially filed for divorce earlier this week. And she posted a statement that I found in People magazine. She said, "My heart and compassion goes out to everyone who has traversed the traumatic journey of betrayal. It's a profound wound that cuts deep. However, I believe in a higher power and that God, or the universe, whatever you relate as your guidance, is always working for us." She goes on to say that, they are all on individual journeys and believes that relationships in your life are not random. Basically, anyone that is brought into your life is brought in for a reason, right? Very nice, eloquent speech. Hugh Jackman had the audacity to say that he was blindsided and extremely disappointed in his ex-wife's statement because they had agreed to not trash each other in the public. Yeah. And she thought you both had an understanding that you were in a committed marriage. But instead, you cheated on her in a way that was apparently known by a majority, if not everyone, on the Broadway play that you and your cheating girlfriend were in. Let's not forget that. You're trash. I don't care that you're Wolverine. I don't care that you've been in movies and all these things for years and years and you were so beloved. You're a trash human being. And your ex-wife can say whatever she wants about you in the press. You guys were together for almost 30 years. It's just really disgusting. And I just can't believe that he feels hurt. He feels betrayed by his ex-wife speaking out on the shit that he did. Am I the only one that's upset by this? Am I the only one baffled by his response? I can't. Okay. Let's talk about this TikTok trend that's going on right now. Guys calling their friends to say goodnight. The amount of videos I've watched on this, the limit does not exist. And also the way in which every person has responded is so different, and I love it so much. So it's guys calling their friends to say goodnight. One video, the guy was like, hey, I'm just calling, like, hey, what's going on? You know, they're having a little small talk. And the guy's friend's like, well, what's up? And he goes, oh, well, I'm just calling to say goodnight. And it's like the longest pause ever. And the guy's like, why are you telling me goodnight? Like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm just wanted to call you to tell you goodnight. And he was like, dude, this is weird. Like, don't tell me goodnight. Another one was like, why are you telling a grown man goodnight? Like, why are you, a grown man, telling another grown man goodnight? And his friend was like, hey, man, I just sleep tight. Like, I just want to make sure you're all good. Like, good night. Just sleep tight. And his friend was like, no, this is weird. There was another one that, like, as soon as the guy said, hey, I just wanted to say goodnight, his, like, body shriveled up. Like, it, like, recoiled. He was just like, I can't believe I just told my friend goodnight. But then his friend was, like, really, really sweet. And goes, oh, man, that's, like, really nice. Like, thank you so much. But one that I loved so much, he called his old friend, like, a friend that he's known for years, like, since high school. He's like, hey, man, I'm telling to, like, tell you goodnight. And he goes, like, all right, cool. Like, well, we haven't done this in a while, and apparently in high school, they used to call each other and tell each other good night. And I was like, oh, these guys are so sweet. But then they would do it, like, in the middle of the night, so they would just be calling each other in the middle of the night, waking each other up to tell each other good night, and then hope that they were having a good sleep. And I was just like, it's so freaking cute, but it's such an interesting research project on TikTok of guys who feel comfortable telling another guy goodnight, and then the ones who are like, are you fucking okay? Are you kidnapped? Do I need to call the police? Like, are you fine? What's happening? Why are you calling me to tell me goodnight? And I love TikTok. I'm so happy it didn't get banned. Do y'all remember when that was happening? Feels like eons ago. We have lived so many lives since the, 12, 18-hour TikTok ban. I also love the amount of influencers who shared secrets and things that they had been lying to their followers about just in case TikTok was, like, actually going to get banned and they wouldn't have their channels anymore, and then they were back online the next day. I love it so much. Okay, let's end this with some more Vanderpump Villa, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives drama. Y'all, I'm exhausted, and it's getting to the point where it's not cute. We love petty drama. We love when it's messy and maybe a little bit intense. But whatever happened with Demi and Marciano at the villa, and all this back and forth and speculation, he said, she said, no, I have receipts, no, you're a liar. It's getting to the point where it's a little bit too much. Like, every day there's something new coming out. Also, I think we're finally done with everyone, except Taylor and Whitney, being on Nick Viall's podcast. I'm just annoyed that I have to listen to this creepy ass man to get the tea, but I'm doing it. I haven't listened to the whole video of Jen and Zach who were on it because, like, I wish it was just Jen and not her unfortunate husband. But Jen swears that she has texts and receipts about what really went on with Demetria. I love that we know Demi's real name, and we probably knew it last season. I just didn't give a shit. But what went on with Demetria and Marciano. Actually, they'll love those names together, but I would also be great if we never heard Marciano's name again in my entire life. That would be cool too. Jen said that Demi told her that she pushed boundaries in the villa and Jen had called her out on it. Jen said, or Zach had said, like, yeah, Jen called me one night to, like, talk about, just, like, to catch up, see how things were going, and that Demi was crying in the villa because she thinks that she did end up cheating on Brett. Like, she pushed the boundaries of her marriage too far to where she actually kissed Marciano and was sitting on his lap. Jen even has voice notes from Demetria telling her how to respond when she's asked about what happened at Vanderpump Villa. What I'm really bothered by in all of this that I feel like is kind of getting pushed to the wayside is that when Demetria and her husband Brett were on the Vial Files, she claimed that Marciano essayed her. He assaulted her. You don't make those claims lightly, right? You always want to believe the victim 100%. If it's not true, Demi shouldn't be allowed to be back on the show next season. Like, we do need to take that seriously. In my opinion, you can't just claim that somebody assaulted you to cover up what you actually did so your husband didn't find out that you potentially cheated, and then it's pushed under the rug and acted like everything's okay. Because if it is true and we want to believe her, like, Marciano could end up in jail, right? Like, if charges are pressed, it can ruin his reputation. So I don't understand why Demi is still allowed to, like, do press and things for the show if she's making this claim, and if it turns out to be false. I think that is really, really horrible and speaks to the nature of who she is. Demi's husband is in the comments, of course, defending his wife, saying it's not true, Jen needs to stop lying. Marciano did another video, said it's 100% true. Jen has the receipts, can't wait to see them. It's very messy, and whatever they have in their marriage is what they have in their marriage, right? Like, we are learning that there are just swingers everywhere. And maybe they did have an open marriage, and maybe the boundaries for their marriage were different than a traditional marriage. Who freaking knows? But it's weird, and I would love it if we could just, like, get to the end of it. We know it's going to be dragged on in season 3 because they're filming it right now. It's just all very, very messy and not like the fun, silly, petty drama I want on the show. But I guess Secret Lives of Mormon Wives really isn't light. Taylor's going through so much stuff. She still feels so guilty for blowing up a bunch of people's lives, exposing the swinger scandal. And then her and Dakota are like oil and water. They are horrible. I guess there's, really not too much lightness on that show, actually. It's just drama. But I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Please follow, like, subscribe wherever you are listening to this so you can get notified when new episodes are out. And then follow on social media. I might be deleting my Twitter soon because I might move over to Threads. Twitter is scary. It's a very scary, scary place. I don't know if I'll be there anymore. People are mean. And it's not like I can't handle it, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, people are wild. It's a lawless land, Anywho. Alright, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Until next time.